America, whoa, whoa, to America, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America.
God is going to destroy this empire. You about to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High. You've been destructive to the 12 tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You got to put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man. He is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth.
Till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar night you listening. Hit your heart, bring it back to stop, make you live again. Get a dividend till we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nominee of dominant. So what the fuck you trying to do? Rhyming comical. This is funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to the pussy niggas popping shit. Team of all-stars. I poke them up like a Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we go check them like gynecologist. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way your rhyming isn't regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era when niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid. Shit's gotten retarded since all the dominance won't west rising and prominent. Cause I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, use my maneuvers. But I ride like I got roof eyes for Uber. Rhymes hard like they've been viewed by Medusa. Now I'm really Luger, 17 in the root. Only need a few to set it for your medulla. Obligata, put a regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by like a dollar, let them send me holler. The showstoppers and the robbers and the daily boppers. But now I'm going off a total premium of vodka. I put the stitches on the block, mine about the chopper. It's war heavy, war ready, and that's working mama. The marijuana say I got the love of sound on it. When I'm a baller, they gon' have to do it like I do it. A lot of spinach and rice, but when they meet, so none of this be given to fire around with me. And I had a nigga spinning the tire and the beat. And I'm still bumping some paper. Every bar burn hard like it's boom with a lighter. Who's with night up, winning, coming through with the silence because you I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the depth till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
I'm telling you, man. You really ain't gonna believe that I got a baby in my arms while I'm doing this. Little Sahar, man, won't be quiet. Check it out, yo. Playing spades, reminiscing on days before niggas started shooting, we would still catch fades. It's like the world's a lot scarier since crack and AIDS. And the only thing that we became was raps and maze. Cause all my brother cancer died is trapping in caves. Mine smoked up from the pills and the haze. Pop said we hard-headed, stuck in our ways. So I be praying to the most high that it's just a phase, yo. Always surprised and always amazed. especially at what's been getting radio plays. Yo, I wanna be the cataclysm, so cataclysm, upon my trauma and take it back to lyricism. But you know nowadays, it seems like it's forbidden. Anybody in the industry knows they ain't fucking with them, and anyone on sign ain't wanna be outshine. So I guess it's just me, myself, and all these empty lines. I never knew that being nice would get you penalized. Once you blowing up, they wanna know your penis size. Hoes all staring, saying you got dreamy eyes, and if you ain't fake, they wanna see you demonized. And they be dropping gems, and this flow is El Dorado, a midnight marauder, young desperado with a bravado. That's a hard act to follow. Make your favorite rapper look like amateurs at the Apollo. Yo, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Me and my Bible steady painting pictures like Picasso. Begs trying to clock us like Pablo and Gustavo. Go and tell, straight to the Gestapo. Hola muchacho, yo hablo español, el hombre blanco, es el diablo. Now I'm going over heads like a poncho, trying to stack chips with more cheese than some nachos. Why you acting?
All right, Shalom Israel. Shalom. Priest and Officer Matt Koyak of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out here in Trinidad. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any religious group or organization. You understand? In the I.S.U.P.K, we teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes of the Most High. We teach them the laws, the culture, the history. You understand? Before we get into the class, just a reminder, right, as we do at the beginning of most classes, is to remind viewers that we have classes throughout the week. On Sundays, we have the scripture breakdown class with our camp leader, Officer Galawan, where you could come in, ask your questions, you understand, come in on the Facebook or the YouTube, ask your questions, you understand, get them answered. Right? On Mondays, we have the history class with Officer Makar Kobal, and of course, it will be in these classes will be interchangeable with other brothers, so you wouldn't always see the same person on each and every day, right? So we have the history class with Officer Makar Kobal, right? Where you could come and learn your history as being the true Jews, you understand? Because of course, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that scattered through the four corners of the earth, they are the true Jews. They are the Hebrew Israelites, and of course the Holy Bible, right? The King James Version Bible. That is your book. That book only belongs to you. You understand? And in that book, there are rules, there are laws, there are commandments, there are statutes to keep. You understand? That our power, our King gave to us, that we're supposed to keep throughout our generations. Come and learn in history on Monday. On Tuesday, we have the brotherhood class with Officer I.S.U.P.K, right? Where you could come and learn more about brotherhood, more about sisterhood, because of course, with all the things that are happening in Trinidad today, you understand, this is what we need as a people, in our ghettos, in our communities, you understand, in our districts. We need to understand more about brotherhood and sisterhood, you understand? Of course, we have the law class on Wednesdays with me, Officer Matt Koyak, right, where you could come and learn the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? For example, we have the pagan holiday coming up, which is Valentines Day. You understand? And that is not of the Most High. The Most High doesn't want you to keep the holidays of men, the holidays of the oppressor, the things that he say that the oppressor says right. The Most High don't want you to keep that. The Most High give us high holidays, us feast days to follow. You understand? For example, like Purim coming up, we have the Passover coming up. You understand? Day of Atonement and all these other high holidays and feast days that the Most High gave us to follow. When I say us, I'm only talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because again, the scriptures is not for everybody. It's not for every race upon the face of the earth. Right? On Thursdays, right, we will be streaming classes from out in headquarters, you understand? We'll be streaming classes periodically, you understand? On Thursdays, right, there's an excellent class that brothers and sisters could tune into, I mean, like if they have a little spare time, right? On Fridays, we have the Lashawan Kodash with Officer Yakad, where you could come and learn the Hebrew language. Come and learn your language, so-called Black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. And of course, you will understand, for example, the different tribes, right? In the English names, where they are located, and of course, you could get them in the Hebrew language as well, right? On Saturday, we have the Sabbath service at 10 a.m. You could come also and take in the Sabbath service with the brothers out here in Trinidad at this time, right? So before we get into the class, give me the book of give me Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1. Babakosha. No, Shalakia. Give me Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. We will start with that. Because of course, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we as a people don't understand that the Most High power, God that all nations claim to love, that all nations claim they serve, right? What we don't understand as a people, again, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that the Most High God is our power. You understand? And Yahweh Shai, which we call Christ in the Hebrew, is our king. That is why, of course, we promote that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians should not vote. You understand? We don't know that. And we here in the I.S.U.P.K, that is what we're here for, to teach our people who is your power, who is your king. You understand? Your culture, your heritage, what you need to do, what you need to know, especially in these last days, because of course we are in the last days. You understand? When you have it, go ahead, Baba Kusha. 20 and 26. Baba Kusha.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And you shall be holy unto me.
And it should be what?
And you shall be holy unto me.
The Most High want us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only, not the Chinese, not the Syrians, not the East Indians, no other race, to be holy. The Most High want you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, the Most High want you to be holy. And holy meaning separate. Separate from these other nations, separate from the ways, the culture, the history, whatsoever law that they may want you to follow. Go ahead.
For I, the Most High, am holy.
For what?
For I, the Most High, am holy.
For I, the Most High, am holy. Go ahead.
I have severed you from other people.
I have done what?
I have severed you from other people.
And the Most High is letting you know, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that He have severed you from other people. You understand? And of course, if you're having something that being whole and you severed it, that's letting you know they are not one. They are not together. They are separate. The Most High is letting you know that He have separated you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, from other people. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That you should be mine.
That you should be what?
That you should be mine.
That you should be the Most High's portion. The Most High wants you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, to Himself. And that is what we need to understand. That is what our religious leaders fail to teach us, to show us, that will start making changes in our community. You understand? That will start making changes in the ghettos and in the projects and in all the places that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are fighting against each other and killing out each other. You understand? And as I always say, when the religious leaders keep saying that the laws of the Most High is done away with, and or the promoting, you could eat what you want, you could sleep with who you want, you understand? You could celebrate Christmas and Valentine's Day and all these holidays of the so-called, not the so-called, but of the oppressor. They like what's going on. You understand? They love what's going on. They love to see so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being shut down in the streets. You understand? They love seeing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being murdered, being raped. You understand? They love that. Because of course, if our people come into the understanding of who they are as being the true Jews, as being the Hebrew Israelites of this Bible, then they will understand what they need to do. Then they will understand they have laws to follow. They will come and start learning their history. They will come and start learning how to live with one another, how to be a brother, how to be a sister. You understand? They will come back and learn their holy tongue, their holy language. You understand? They will learn how to pray in their holy language, in that holy tongue, in that separate tongue. But of course,
our religious leaders, they don't want us to know that. You understand? They don't want us to know that we are a separate people. They don't want us to know that the Most High wants us to himself. That is another conversation. Right? They don't want us to know that. They want to keep us ignorant. Ignorant of knowing who we are. Because they love the things of the oppressor. You understand? They love to follow the oppressor. It's like the oppressor in whip them enough to know, hey, it's time to separate. Like the oppressor and have his foot on the neck enough to know, nah, something wrong. You understand? Give me the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1, Baba Kusha. Our people need to know and understand that we are in the last days. And the Most High requires us to gather ourselves together. And the Most High requires us to keep his laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? And it have no other place on the face of the planet Earth that is going to teach you the Most High laws than in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. You understand? And there are schools all over the globe. Visit the website, ISUPK.com. You understand? Or check all social media points. Every single social media point you could think about. You understand? From YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and find a school near you. You understand? Because of course, our people need to know what really happening around them. What really going on. When you have it, go ahead, Baba Kusha.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves. Gather ye.
Take it from the top again.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
The Most High want us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to gather ourselves together. Not integrate with these other nations. Not follow the ways that they promote, that they teach, that they push on you. You understand? The Most High want you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, to gather yourself together. Why? Go ahead.
O nation not desired.
What?
O nation not desired.
Because you is the nation that is not desired. You are not desired by all these other races. When the Bible says nations, it's talking about races. You, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you are not desired by these other races. You understand? They don't desire you. They want to continually make you sin, you understand, against the Most High. That's why they push all these things in social media and on TV and on the radio. You understand? They push all these things that is not of the Most High. You understand? From foods we eat to people we sleep with. You understand? Because of course the Most High don't want us mixing with these other nations. You understand? To all the holidays that they push on us, religion. You understand? And all these other evils that they could keep going on and on and on about. They push that on you, so-called black man, so you could stay ignorant. You understand? You could stay ignorant in your sin. And maybe when you hear gospel music, or maybe when you see something of quote-unquote Jesus on TV, which is seizure budget, you will feel that, you know, the Most High have my back. The Most High know my heart. You understand? But the Most High is not about he know my heart. He requires things for you to do, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? The Most High requires things from you to do, to help start building your nation, to help start building your people. You understand? But again, when we run up in the Christian church, we run up in the Muslim mosque, they're not teaching us what the Most High really requires from us. You understand? They're not going to teach us that. Don't talk about the politicians and the religious leaders. Forget that. You understand? That is another time of Sasha.
Okay.
Read it from the top again, Baba Kusha.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together.
What?
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
You understand? So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are the nation that is not desired. You understand? Go ahead.
verse 2.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth.
Before what?
Before the decree bring forth. Before the day pass as a shaft. Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
Before the what?
Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
Gather yourself, so-called black man. Before the fierce anger of the Most High. These are the things that the Christian church don't teach you. Before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you. Not his tender love and kindness. You understand? Not the blood of Jesus. Before his fierce anger come upon you. Before death and destruction starts taking place. When Christ makes his second return. You understand? We have to gather ourselves together. And the only space we could gather again, so-called black man, is in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. And of course, we're going to go into tonight's topic, which is we're going to touch a little bit on Valentine's Day. All right? Of course, the officer will continue bringing it out in the history class, but I'm just going to touch a bit on Valentine's Day so that our people will understand a little bit about it. You understand? And then you will know what the Most High requires from you, so-called black man. You understand? Because the Most High don't want you to follow the traditions of this world, to follow the things of this world, to follow these heathens that rule over us. Most High don't want you to follow that. That is why he said, gather yourself together. That is why he said, I've severed you from other people, that you should be mine. The Most High wants you to himself. The Most High wants you to follow the things that he laid out for you to follow. You understand? That you will be above all nations, as the book of Deuteronomy say. You understand? That is what the Most High want from you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Right? So we're going to go a little bit into Valentine's Day. You understand? And of course, for us to understand Valentine's Day, we have to go back to two brothers. Right? Two brothers called Remus and Romulus. Right? I'm going to read a little. History of Remus and Romulus. A very brief history. I'm not going into too deep, right? So that we could understand what happened here. Right, there's just a little picture of the statue of Remus and Romulus, right? So Romulus and Remus were twins, you understand? And of course, in the Latin Roman mythology, these twins were banished, you understand? It come like they did something within their family line that the parents don't want them there, you understand? And of course, they were banished by their family, and a she-wolf suckled them in a cave. You understand? That is again according to Latin Roman mythology, right? A she-wolf suckled them in a cave, and you can see that is why they have the statue with the two children being nurtured by the she-wolf, right? A she-wolf suckled them in a cave, and they become strong, mighty men, and started to run a merchant village. You understand? I don't get any Jones already. Right? And they started to run a merchant village, right? Where people would buy and trade goods, where merchants will come in and buy and trade goods, right? Right? And the merchant village grew, and Remus wanted to kill Romulus to take control of the village. So as the village started to grow, you understand, one brother wanted to kill the next, you understand? But Romulus killed Remus, his brother, and started a city called Rome. You understand? And of course, the name Rome, the city was named after Romulus. You understand? And the she-wolf that suckled them, the mother, well, so-called mother's name was Lupercalia. You understand? And Rome became a mighty empire, and they created a holiday in honor of Lupercalia. They linked it with February and put it in February, and that's your so-called Valentine's Day. And of course, when you see this
And you go more deep into the story, you're going to understand that what the Romans did with this mythology, with this story, they made you now, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, start to worship after another god. You understand? We're going to go into a little bit on Valentine's Day. We're going to go into a little bit of Lupercalia and also Cupid, right? So we have a little reading, not much. Boom, we're going. Lupercalia or Lupercalia, because it is the word, the two words is like the same, right? Ancient Rome festival that was conducted annually on February 15th under the superintendence of a corporation of called Luperci. The origins of the festival are obscure, although the likely derivation of its name from lupus, Latin wolf, was variously suggested connection with an ancient deity who protects herds from wolves, and with the legendary she-wolf who knows Romulus and Remus as a fertility rite. The festival is also associated with the god Phanos. You understand? And of course, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You're seeing where this is fashioned after worshiping another god. You understand? And you not knowing these things, like for example, the celebrating New Year's Day, you understand? And all these different things, these things are fashioned after other gods. And when you go and celebrate that, you step away from what the Most High laid down for you to follow. You understand? He tell you, he separated, and he gave you, he wanted himself, and again, he gave you laws, commandments, and statutes to follow. Right? So we're going again. Each Lupercalia, began with a sacrifice by the Luperci of goats and dogs. After which, two of the Luperci were led to the altar. The foreskins were touched with a bloody knife, and the blood was wiped off with wool dipped in milk. The ritual required that the two young men laugh. The sacrificial feast followed, after which the Luperci cut tongues, you understand, from the skins of the sacrificial animals and ran in two bands around the Palatine Hill, striking the tongues at any woman, that is like a whip, right, who came near them. A blow from the tongue was supposed to render a woman fertile. You understand? So the same when they do all them ritual and they beat you with the whip, once that woman get hit with that, she was deemed to be fertile. You understand? In 494 CE, the Christian Church under Pope Gelasius I appropriated this form as rite, as a feast of purification. So now, under the so-called Christian Church, the Pope made this, you understand, a feast that people could flow, a feast of purification. So now every time this time come about, it's a feast of purification, time to get fertile. You understand? And of course, you know, coming up through the generations, keep changing, which we'll go into, and you will see whereby you just going after another god. Right? Let's see if it have more again. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we'll drop that. Hold on 1 minute. Open up this. Right here again. I'm gonna open this one first. Right, again, we have the origins of Valentine's Day. Right, the origin of Valentine's Day, pagan festival in February. What? And you say a pagan festival in February, right? So you know Valentine's Day is a pagan festival. And anything pagan, we're not supposed to be following that. And some people here and know that they're not supposed to be following pagan customs, pagan ways. You understand? You see all them songs and them with them Rastaman and them singing, them are the heart of a pagan. You understand? Their children are the art of a lion, I know, and still Rastas and Muslims and Christians the first to be by the old store on Valentine's Day. You understand? Because you've seen Rastas stand up on the side road waiting for the transport to go home to meet the madam with rose and chocolates and teddy bears and all kind of things. You understand? Original Valentine's Day, a pagan festival in February. While some believe that Valentine's Day is celebrated in the middle of February to commemorate the anniversary of Valentine's death or burial, which probably occurred around AD 270. Others claim that the Christian church may have decided to place St. Valentine's feast day in the middle of February. Of course, they say St. Valentine was either a pope or a priest. You understand? And he died, and they used his name to mix it with the Valentine's Day. You understand? Because he was Pope Valentine, right? Feast in the middle of February in an effort to Christianize the pagan celebration of Lupercalia. You understand? So you're seeing here now with it merging the Lupercalia with the death of Valentine. You understand? Celebrated at the Ides of February or February 15th. Lupercalia was the fertility festival dedicated to Phanos, the Roman god of agriculture, as well as to the Roman founder Romulus and Remus. You understand? So you see how they merge the death of a pope with Romulus and Remus. You understand? Put it in February and they start changing it and making it into Valentine's Day because of Pope Valentine. Right? So it have a lot of history behind it. Of course, we're going to come out in the history class, just touching on it brisk, so I hope people could understand that this day, Valentine's Day, is not a day that the Most High has ordained for us to follow. It's not a day that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians should at all partake in. You understand? No woman should rule over you or control you to make you celebrate Valentine's Day. And if you have a wife or a girlfriend or whatever, you now have to be the one to let her know we're not supposed to be celebrating that. You see the East Indians and them buying up the teddy bear and the roses and the chocolates, or the Chinese or whosoever, let them do that. You understand? Because of course you so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, you are not to do that. You understand? Let me look up Briss. I think I have it if I have it. Yeah, you can look up Cupid on your phone if I have it here. Baba for sure.
Cupid?
Yeah. I think I have that. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead when you have it, Baba for sure.
Cupid, meaning it on Google.
Go ahead.
A classical
Mythology.
A classical methodology, meaning passionate desire.
Meaning what?
The passionate desire is the god of desire, erotic love, attraction, and affection.
Right.
He is often portrayed as the son of the love goddess Venus, and the god of war Mars.
And the what?
And the god of war Mars. He is also known in Latin as Amor, love. His Greek counterpart is Eros.
What's the first part to say again?
From passionate desires.
Yeah, from the somewhere around there.
Right. In classical methodology, Cupid, meaning passionate desires, is the god of desire, erotic love, attraction, and affection.
And you see, that is why too you see in this whole Valentine holiday celebration, you see where they have the little naked babies, the little naked white baby with the arrow. You understand? Because they're saying he's the God of what?
He's the God of desires, erotic love, attraction, and affection.
God of desires, erotic love, attraction, and affection. And you see all the illustrated depiction. When you pull the around, it's take care. No, you love all the women and them you see. You ain't care if it's your brother, wife, if it's who. You understand what I'm saying here? And they're saying this is the God that's responsible for erotic love and attraction. That is why they have all these things mixed. You understand? Into the Valentine's Day celebration. And of course, again, as I was saying from before, we don't understand that is just for us to follow after another God. You understand? Because when you watching, you're not understanding that how I should put it, you're not understanding really what is love. You understand? Because from since you're small, you grew up seeing all them Valentine thing on TV, push on you in schools, coming up in secondary school. You understand? You have to ask somebody to buy you some rose or some chocolate. They don't care who it is. And they don't care if you get it from multiple men. You understand what I'm saying here? You don't care if you get it from multiple men. And then at the end of it, somebody had to get in that jaws. You understand? And still ain't care if it's from multiple men. You understand? Okay, and now you're seeing also where that promoting order, that promoting adultery. You understand? That is why the Most High tell us he made us separate. That is why he's telling us gather ourselves. That is why he's saying he severed us from other people. You want to say something?
Yes, and so I guess I don't know, bring out that, when coming back to that now, right? Mm-hmm. And when they say like he's a God of erotic love, right? So now you're gonna see just how we had January gone, you see everybody is start candles and firewood selling. So more than ever now they're gonna start selling. So now what they now say, you're gonna start again lingerie selling like whoa, candles gonna sell like whoa. Then after all them fancy drink gonna sell like whoa and thing. And after now hotels and then gonna start to book and say because I see again, the woman don't care who it come from again and then want to see feel sweet with all them nice depending after the comment.
That is it. Remember we I can't remember if you remember we did read a scripture with I.S.U.P.K again back before the class done. But Trinidad harlot and she was saying, don't worry, the good man at home. You understand?
7.
Yeah, the good man at home. You understand?
Yeah,
he coming back now. We go touch back that also too. Because that is exactly what does happen on Valentine's Day. You understand? Valentine's Day is just about lust, whoredom, you understand, and sex, adultery. And these are things that the Most High don't want us to follow. Don't want us to follow the ways of our oppressor at all. You understand? And of course, you celebrating Valentine's Day and you're watching all these love and squishy and mushy and niceness, and you don't really understand how much homes is being broken by Valentine's Day. You understand? Because you have a woman out in the world, you understand? And as a man, certain things you might still stand up for as being a man in the world too. You understand? But she wants you chocolate, she wants you rose, she wants whatever gifts that she could get. And make it worse, she have man friends, you understand? Because you didn't understand that's not supposed to be so. And she's showing you, I had to get my stuff with like just my friend. You understand what I'm saying? So now you can control the broad or the whore that you have in your house because she willing to go out and get by any means. You understand? And you know trying to keep your family together because you might have children with she. You understand? And then nobody, she going outside there and do what she want. She's all kind of madness that this day, this promo. You understand? All kind of madnesses. Broken homes, broken hearts. You understand? Relationship mashup, children going so, mother going so, father going so because of one night, one day. You understand what I'm saying? And some women just be so like weak in the mind. You understand? The scripture say the woman is a weaker vessel. Some women be so weak, then willing to give up all with a hand. just for one day. You understand? Just for one day. Just for Valentine's Day. You understand? And you think that during Valentine's Day that's supposed to last like for a lifetime because they grow up from small with all this mushiness, not knowing. You understand? That thing going to last. That is not love according to the Most High. That is not love according to God. That is not love because you're not in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yohana. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be celebrating Valentine's Day. The Most High is not about that. You understand? Let me go again, right? So from there we will go to the most famous. I'm sure you might know this, just touching on it. So at least, you know what I mean? Brothers and sisters, whoever looking in, not understanding about Valentine's Day, will have an idea, you understand, that we're not supposed to be celebrating this, right? This here is one of the most famous things that, this fish sign is another one that people like to put in the back of the car. You understand? That just represents a woman's vagina. That have nothing to do with Jesus, nothing to do with the Son of Man. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing to do with Yahushua. You understand? When you go more deep into the history of it, again, we have the history class on Mondays, right? Where brothers will go in it and bring it out some more. That just simply represents a woman's vagina. So all these symbols on Valentine's Day, the heart, this so-called Jesus sign, you understand? Just letting you know, what you writing really is, boy. Just letting you know that this have nothing to do with Christ. This just promoting more whoredom. You understand? Let me see if I get back to reading the whole 1 minute, Baba Kosha.
Like I said,
Go ahead.
when I was putting down the skin mark of what does Jesus Christ and your vagina have in common?
You hear like and what you see, and the thing about it is it have Christians where they will use and equate this same symbol with scriptures in the Bible where Christ with the loaves with the fish and the loaves of bread, they will use all these things and put scriptures below them and put them on the car. You understand? Hang them up inside the vehicle in the house, over the door. You understand? When all these things just signifies you, so-called black man, you're just going after another god. One of the earliest names, the name of it is the ITHES. You understand? One of the earliest names of the ITHES is I.S.U.P.K, a phrase used translated in English to mean vessel of fish. In ancient Greek, Syrian cultures, the words for fish or womb were basically synonymous. It goes to follow that an interpretation of the vagina as a fish would be a symbol used to represent the power female goddess and the woman in general. Again, had to do with woman, female goddess of fertility, and all these different things. These things on Valentine's Day, again, it's just pushing you so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man worshiping after another god, right? I'm gonna touch one more before we go again, right? This one, I will just read a little history behind it. I'll just read a little history behind this one before I drop it and move on, right? Boom. You know about this one? It's the famous hat. You understand? Nobody had shot?
You
understand? You go in with the famous hat. You understand that most people they will use this to signify so-called love. You understand? Symbol of the heart. Symbol of you giving somebody a heart. You understand? We open up a few just now. You understand? The custom of giving of a heart comes from two homosexuals. We're going to get into a little bit of history on that, right? Short story. Again, this come from two homosexuals, Titus Puyo and Lucius Verinus. You understand? They were two Roman soldiers used to promote homosexuality. You understand? Because they believe that when they go out to fight, they'll be fighting for one another. So now in the camp or in the military time, they would promote homosexuality. You understand? So now when you go out to fight, you're fighting for your partner, you're fighting for your lover. You understand? And how they will promote that homosexuality, especially like in the military and stuff like that. You understand? Of course, we will know about in the military camps where they'll have all the men showering together. You understand? One big area and everybody showering like a jail. They will have it like in the football arena and then where people play football and basketball, they go in this zone and everybody just showering, pipe, and everybody just under the showering. So they're using all these things to promote the homosexuality. You understand? And remember, you inside the touching up one another, I was saying not that disgusting shit now, you know what I mean? So they will use that to promote homosexuality, and of course they use the story with Titus Puyo and Lucius Verinus to push that more the homosexual agenda more. You understand? And of course Titus and Lucius were two homosexuals fighting for each other. You understand? There was at a war, right? And why is that the war? Why was that the war battling? One of them was surrounded. I can't remember exactly which one was surrounded, but he got surrounded by the opponents there. You understand? And he was shot with an arrow. When you're shot with the arrow, he could not draw his sword. You understand? Because which part he was shot. And then now he loved and now seeing that he was shot, seeing he surrounded by the enemies. You understand? Come in and battle them, scare them off. When he battled, no, scare off two. I think it was two. Battle them, kill one, cut out the heart, and give it to the lover. You understand? Cut out open the heart of the opponent's chest and give the heart to the lover. And of course, when you watch the heart, that is in a human, and this is two different things. You understand? And we're going to show where this comes from. And when you watch the symbol of the heart, for example, you see it like that, right? Bigger, the arrow stick through. You understand? Where did this symbol come from? Gain a little bit of history on this symbol. You understand? Around the 1800s, there were men that would be in the military, and they will be on ships going around the globe. You understand? At times they will kidnap people. They will kidnap different people in different zones, because remember they're going around in the military, find you, hang up, drunk, whatever. Ship when you get up, you somewhere else. You understand? So they'll kidnap people. You understand? And at that time it was called Shanghai, right? You must have to type it up so we could see where it is, right? I think that's what they pronounce. Yeah, Shanghai, right? Shanghai or crimping is the practice of kidnapping people to serve as sailors, right? By coercive such as trickery, intimidation, or violence. You understand? So this is what was happening back then. You understand? Again, the practice of trickery, kidnapping people, trickery, violence, and intimidation. You understand? And of course, you being kidnapped, taken on the ship, you might work as a sailor, or now you have to work on the ship because then they're taking you just so. You understand? And even the people on the ship, after a while, you've been on the sea for long periods of time, what will eventually happen? No, you're a woman. You understand? So now, as a sailor or a pirate or a crimp, as they call them, you understand, you're a woman. After a while being at sea, you understand? And of course, what woman are going for? It's not somebody you're going to marry. When the ship dock, and the ship only have a few days before you take off to the next place, who are you going to get? That is it. You understand? You're going to get hoes. You understand? And back in those days, the prostitutes, they couldn't advertise themselves like in an open manner then. You understand? So they will put that symbol, that heart symbol, they will put that symbol on the door or on the shop store front or something. So when you see that symbol, you understand? Without telling you, you're getting some tail here. You understand what I'm saying? So people will be able to find these different places just by that symbol. You understand? And they could go and do whatever I had to do. You understand? And when you really watch the symbol good, right? The symbol is not a heart as people will say that deals in the human body with a woman. This shape after the back or the backside of a woman, meaning that woman bent over. If you watch this picture here, for example, you see how they show you, even in this picture, they're showing you little children. You understand what I'm showing you? You see how they have it? All right. So we're going again to more they seeing it. Kind of seen it big enough there, man. So they're showing it now. That heart symbol is just a woman bent over. You understand? And you see that symbol on whether brothel or doorway or wherever the case might be, you know, there you could get some hoes, some prostitute. That is where that heart symbol come from. You understand? And of course, back then, young men, right? The father would carry them out in such places. You understand? I'm talking about we people. We're talking about, you understand, the other nations. They would carry them out in these places so that they could have sex with the prostitutes. You understand? And when they have sex with the prostitute, now it's like Abajabana, now it's a man. You understand? And what they will do, as a young man having sex with the prostitute, they will take a tattoo with this symbol. That's why you see some older men in different places that have the tattoo with the heart with an arrow going through it. You understand? Older men, because that now was like, you see how they had the teardrops? Can you drop our body?
Yeah.
Right. That symbol now was to let you know, I do what you ain't do yet. In that kind of way. You understand? So that was like a token, a badge of honor. You understand? And then later on, it was pushed, and then it started associated with love. Just like how they started mixing Lupercalia with Cupid and Saint Valentine and all these different things. You understand? They started associated with love because, of course, the woman bent over in that buttocks motion and that bent over motion. When you see the symbol on the door, you go in there to make love, to have sex, to make love. So they started associated with love, and then boom, short Valentine. So there where the heart symbol coming from. So now you know, seeing this symbol or seeing people moving about with a big heart and rose, and you know that they just after what they're promoting is just whoredom. What they're promoting is sex, lust, adultery, and you worshiping after another God. You understand? And they still doing it open, just like how when we were reading earlier where they was beating the people in the streets for fertility, they were doing that in the open in the streets. No difference from today. All this Valentine thing on the side of the road, when you go Sando or Point or Port of Spain or any area, the whole streets line up with roses, hearts, chocolates, teddy bears, and all these different things. You understand? And who is going for? 95% of the times, these hearts and heart-shaped chocolates going for the woman. You understand what I'm saying? The same over bent shape or overturned woman or whatever the case might be. You understand? So they're just pushing more whoredom, more lust, more sexuality, more adultery on our women. You understand? Again, the Most High tell us to separate from that. You understand? And of course, as I was saying earlier, then we wondering why our marriages didn't last in. You understand? Why these things happening on Valentine's Day? Why so much breakups, even killings? Because they do have that. Because when you bring in rose and chocolate for another man's wife, and he catch you on the spot, what's going to happen? You understand? That is why we have to stay away from these things. You understand? The Most High don't want us as a people to follow after these customs of the other nations. You understand?
So like I said, and we might really see some of that. Over
this weekend.
Over the weekend, you might see some murders that's coming up just so.
That is it.
For some women that's not still being beat up.
And even though there's plenty things happening that don't make it to the media. You understand what I'm saying? Plenty killings don't make it to the media. You understand? Plenty assaults don't make it to the media. You might be lucky to see a few on social media because there's a more broader scope now. So you might be lucky to bounce up this or you bounce up that. You understand? And then now you're seeing the destruction and the damage that the holidays of the oppressors do. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? You're seeing the damage.
It's like I said. And when they come back, when this time come back now and the woman now after going to live a baby, now check back yourself and see what wait now. It's Valentines.
Who baby is that? I like the carnival baby. Who baby is that? You understand? But you understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Right? So from there, give me 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3, Baba Kusha. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we need to understand. Let's touch on it a little bit. That Valentine's Day is not for us to celebrate. You understand? We have to understand what is love. We have to understand that this so-called heart-shaped thing that they're putting outside there and making you feel that associated with love, then so. Leave that for the heathens and them. Leave that for them to follow. You understand? You have to stand up as a man and know that, hey, I don't want to follow after the customs of the other nations. You understand? Let me follow what the Most High have to say. Let me follow the laws, commandments, and statutes that the Most High gave us. You understand? Let me see what high holy days or what feast days that the Most High gave us to follow. You understand? That the Christian church don't already make it look like, nah, you ain't supposed to be following what the Most High laid out for you. See, these things that the heathens give us, these things nice, these things sweet, these things is for us to follow. You understand? They already make you think so. But we are not to go after that so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Go ahead.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of the Most High.
For this is what?
For this is the love of the Most High.
For this is the love of the Most High. Go ahead.
That we keep His commandments.
That we what?
That we keep His commandments.
That we what?
That we keep His commandments.
Keep the Most High laws, commandments, and Most High. This is how, you understand? We're going to love our brother and sister by keeping the Most High laws. You understand? If brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K did not love our brothers and sisters that are out in the world still, we wouldn't be keeping the Most High commandments. But we keeping the Most High commandments that still come and tell you, so-called black man, you're not supposed to be eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. That is love. You understand? You're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas. That is love. You're not supposed to be celebrating Valentine's Day, Easter, and all these pagan holidays, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? Christ laid down his life for the nation of Israel. That is love, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? And these is the things that we're supposed to be striving and walking after. Keeping the commandments of the Most High. You understand? Understanding the love that the Most High have for us. He separated us for us to be His. You understand? Made us holy, separate. The Most High say He wants us to be His. I want you to be mine. You understand? We have to keep the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes, paraphrasing. You understand? Even Christ, even in the scriptures, it says, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church. It's love. You understand? No greater love that a man had than that he laid down his life for his brother. Just paraphrasing some scriptures, you understand? Can't say you love God and you hate your brother. You understand what I'm saying? In the Christian church, they're saying they love God and they do. Right next to them, saying on inside them, they don't love the brother, they don't love the sister. You understand? Because from church, they're going in what's the name of them filthy Chinese restaurant and eat Lo Ming. or pork ming or whatever just after your service done. You understand? Or to go in Red Lobster and all this kind of madness. But if you really love your brother and sister, you wouldn't want them to do the things that the Most High say don't do. You understand? Of course, the love that we have for the Most High, you understand? We have to give that to each other. So we say we love God. We say we keep the Most High commandments. You have to spread that out there, brother. Spread that out there, sisters. You understand? And of course, if you don't love one another, you can't love the Most High. You understand? If you don't keep the commandments, you cannot love the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? The love, again, the love that you have for the Most High must extend to your brother and sister. You understand? And how do you show? How do you show that you love the Most High? By keeping the Most High commandments. You understand? And teaching them. Extending it out to your brothers and teaching them not to worship other gods. Not to follow Valentine's Day. You understand? Not to vote. Because we already have a king. Who's Yahawashi. You understand? This is the love that they spread out to your brothers and them. Teach them who they are. They're the true Jews. The Hebrew Israelites are the Bible. Stop eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You understand? Stop commit adultery, because that is what's going to happen on Valentine's Day. A few days coming. It's heavy adultery. Heavy homosexuality, because everybody wants to give gifts. You understand? Worshipping after another god, god of fertility. You understand? Where's the next god again? Euros. You understand? God of what did you say again? Euro, some kind of thing like that. You understand? Cupid. All these other things, all these other gods, Lupercalia, Lupercilia. You teaching your brothers and them not to do that. You understand? There is the love that we have to have for one another. You understand? There is the love that you have to show for your brothers and your sisters. You understand? The love that you're going to show to your brothers and sisters, again, you wouldn't want to steal from them. You understand? You wouldn't want to have sex with your brother wife. You understand? So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, that is love. You understand? You wouldn't want to covet nothing you have. You understand? You wouldn't want to covet nothing your sister have. You wouldn't harm them. You wouldn't do assault to them. You wouldn't put stumbling blocks in front of them so that they will fall. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, when you're doing these things, not loving your brother. You understand? Because of course that is the law concerning you have to love your brother. You understand? Scripture say, paraphrasing again, husband love your wife as you love the church, or you love your wife by you, so-called black man, ruling over her. You understand? Teaching her the things that Christ laid out for us. Not have she celebrating Valentine's Day to do what? Please family and friends. Person who we supposed to be pleasing, of course, is the Most High. You understand? Again, I'm going to call against so-called black man. Yes, again, Officer Shah. Give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7, Baba Kusha. You understand? We will take it back there again. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? This is the love that the Most High want us to have for each other, for us to have for brothers and sisters. You understand? Not going out and celebrating Valentine's Day and buying chocolates and roses and fake hearts and all kind of madness. We have to step away from that. Drop that. You understand? And gather ourselves together. Gather together our nation, not desire. When you have it, where I'm Officer Shah. Deuteronomy 6 and verse 7. Tawada.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
No, 6 and verse 1. Sorry, that's my bad. Right. Yeah, 6 and 1. Take it from Baba Kusha.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the commandments, the statutes and judgments, which the Most High, your power, commanded to teach you.
Right.
that you might do them in the land whether you go to possess it.
You understand? And of course, the Most High give us laws, commandments, and statutes that we must do them. You understand? Not just listen it over the air. You understand? Oh, well, I know. But this is my last Valentine. You see this one here? This is my last Valentine. After this one, I will start to walk the straight and narrow now. You understand? The Most High want to hear that. The Most High wants you to keep the laws, keep his laws. You hear it? As I always say, you won't know everything one time, but you start to change it. You understand? You hear you're not supposed to be eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Drop that. Start to follow in that direction. You understand? You hear you're not supposed to be celebrating Valentine. Drop that. Start to function again. You understand? Again, if you have questions, just ask a question. You understand? Go ahead, Sasha.
No.
Yeah, you would.
Verse 2. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 2. That thou mightest fear the Most High thy power.
That you might what?
That thou mightest fear the Most High thy power.
You understand? That you might fear the Most High your power. Because of course, when you learn the laws, commandments, and statutes, you understand, you learn the judgments, you learn the fierce anger of the Lord, you're going to fear the Most High. You wouldn't want to keep the holidays of these oppressors. You wouldn't want to keep the holidays of the other nations. You wouldn't want to follow them because now you know the power you serve. You understand what I'm saying? You will know the fierce anger of the Most High. Go ahead.
To keep all his statutes and his commandments.
To do what?
To keep all his statutes and his commandments.
To do what?
To keep all his statutes and his commandments.
All the Most High statutes and commandments. To keep all so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? As I just said a few minutes ago, you can't learn all one time. You understand? But when you come into the school, you start learning bit by bit. You understand? You start shedding off. Start shedding yourself from the world. You understand? Go ahead.
Which I command thee, thou and thy son.
Which I do what?
Which I command thee, thou and thy son, and thy son's son.
Go ahead.
All the days of thy life, and that thy days be prolonged.
And that the days will be prolonged. Go ahead.
Verse 3.
It say all the days of your life there, right?
Come.
All the days of your life. Letting you know what? This is you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This is your culture. This is who you are. This is what you are to do all the days of your life. You understand? When the Most High says separate you, this is what you have to do. Follow what he laid out for you all the days of your life. You understand? Not 1 minute you're following and next minute, well, how do you think this go? You understand? Try your best and keep following the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
Verse 3. Hear therefore, O Israel.
Hear what?
Hear therefore, O Israel.
Hear therefore, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
And observe to do it.
And what?
And observe to do it.
And observe to do it. Observe to do what the Most High tell us to do. Go ahead.
That it may be well with thee, and that you may increase mightily, as the Most High power of thy fathers had promised thee.
You understand? We keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. We're going to increase mightily. You understand? As the Most High do what? Promised unto us. You understand? We're going to be above all nations upon the face of the earth. But we can't increase mightily if we're following the ways of these other nations. You understand? The Lord wants us to increase mightily. Go ahead.
As the Most High power of thy fathers had promised thee in the land that floweth with milk and honey.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High our power is one Lord.
Right? The Most High our power is one God, is one Lord. You understand? We're not to be running after the gods of these other nations. You understand what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be running after these gods. We have to know our power. Our God is one Lord, one. That is what we have to know, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. Go ahead, Sasha.
Verse 5. Verse 5. And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart.
And it should what?
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart.
Should be in your mind.
Verse 7. Verse 7.
Yeah.
7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
We're supposed to teach this diligently unto our children. You understand? That is what we're supposed to be doing, so-called black man, and not have our children running behind the Valentines Day, the gods of these other nations. We're supposed to teach our children diligently about their culture, about their laws, of who they are as a people. You understand? That is why the Most High is saying, gather yourself together. That is why we, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to gather ourselves together. Go ahead, Officer Shah.
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
And should what?
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. And when thou walkest by the way.
Right.
And when thou liest down. And when thou risest up. Verse 8.
No, that is it about that. Drop it and give me 20, Leviticus 20 and 26. You understand? So we always supposed to be about the Most High. You understand? Because why? This is our life. This is our culture. This is who we are. Again, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, you are the true Jews. You are the Hebrew Israelites of this Bible. You understand? This Bible is your records. This Bible is the records. These Bibles is the things that you're supposed to know what had happened, what is happening, and what is to come, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? Don't make these other nations fool you or trick you and make you feel that the Bible is not, the Bible is a white man's book, but the Bible is for everybody. You understand? Because when you go inside this Bible, you're seeing it only Israel, Israel, Israel. Of course, the other nations are in the scriptures. You understand? All the other races are in the Bible. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Syrians, the Africans, you understand? They are in the Bible. And when you come to your knowledge, your understanding of who you are, and you start learning your culture, you will see the role that these other nations had played back then, are playing now, and will be playing in the future. You will see what will be the downfall of these other nations, most predominantly the so-called white man. You understand? But you have to do something the Most High tell you to do, is keep his laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? Don't turn to these other gods. Don't turn to the gods of these other nations. Go ahead, Officer Shah, when you have it.
Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 26. And you shall be holy unto me.
It should be what?
You shall be holy unto me.
Most I want us to be separate. You understand? And there is something we as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we don't understand. We don't understand that the Most I want us to be separate. You understand? We don't understand that that is something that we must strive for, is to be separate from these other nations. Because being intermingled with these other nations and following their ways will keep us always at the bottom of society. Will keep us from not really knowing who we are, not really knowing the power and the strength that we have. You understand? We wouldn't know that. We wouldn't know that the power that we have. We would know the king we have. We would know the power that the king. We would know the power of the king that we have. You understand? We would know that because we intermingle in these other nations. We intermingle in their doctrines and their philosophies. You understand? We intermingle in the things that seem pleasurable in their eyes, and they make it look like it's nothing. You could do that, so-called black man. Go ahead and studying that. You understand? The Most I say that he's going to do what? Punish us for our iniquities, paraphrasing. Punish us for our sins. So we continue following after these other nations, we're going to be punished for our sins. Go ahead, Officer Shah.
For I am the Most I am, am holy. I have severed you from other people.
Right?
That you should be mine.
That we should be the Most High's portion. Give me Jude chapter 1 and verse 8, Baba Kusha. The Most High wants us to be holy. He wants us to be separate. That we should be His. You understand? That is what we need to know, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. We must know that we have a power that is willing and ready to fight for us, but we have something to do. You understand? When people, everybody, what happened with black people and why to this with black people and black people and black people? We don't know that we have a power ready to fight for us, but we're not activating that power. We're not calling out that power. We're not making that power. We don't want that power fight for us because we want to dabble in everything else. You understand? But again, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man in the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding GEN.YAHANNA, you're going to learn how to activate that power. You're going to learn how to make that power, bring that power out to fight for you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? When you have it, go ahead, Officer Shah.
Jude chapter 1 and verse 8. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers.
These what?
These filthy dreamers.
These what?
Filthy dreamers.
You understand? And the people that we follow out in the world, they are the filthy dreamers. You understand? Because they want and teach us what just in their head. You understand? The religious leaders, they teach us what just in their head. They are the filthy dreamers. You understand? Because they're telling us we could integrate, then they push homosexuality on us. You understand? They push all the holidays of the oppression of the oppressors on us. You understand? And not knowing that we must fight to all these things that the oppressors doing. Fight to keep laws, commandments, and statutes that the Most High gave unto us. They are just dreamers. You understand? They esteem the things of the world to be holy. You understand? Or to be worthy. That's what they do. They esteem the things of this world, of this rulership. You understand? They esteem the things of the oppressors more than they should be doing. More than what they should be doing is esteeming the things of the Most High. Teaching our people what they need to do. You understand? Just paraphrasing again, the scripture say our gates are languished. Our gates are destroyed. You understand? We as a people, we have no protection from these religious leaders. You understand? And when you see come Valentine's Day, and you see brothers and sisters being murdered or battered or abused, you understand? When you see these things happening or broken homes, it's because the religious leaders, they love what really happening. They want to see what happening to our people. You understand? They want to see that happen. Otherwise, they would have been teaching the right thing. You understand? Drop all what they're doing. Okay, you understand now is the wrong thing. Drop what they're doing and do the right thing for the people. You understand? But they ain't doing that. They ain't doing that at all. Because they want to see brothers and sisters get murdered. They want to see brothers and sisters get shut down in the street for Valentine's Day and women throwing out cars. You understand? And the police station full up of women. They want to see that. You understand? Because now they could capitalize on that and bring the sermon that they want to teach Sunday to get money. Because you being ignorant of the things that are happening around you, and you hear any preacher talking, you know what you're saying? Boy, I fed up at this Lexus. I fed up again abuse of my husband. I fed up at this. I fed up at that. Let me change my life. And you thinking going to the Christian church, going to these religious leaders, going to change your life. When you think to change your life is the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes. You understand? That is the breath of life. That is the things to change you. So-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Go ahead, Officer Shad. Are you it? Go ahead.
Verse 8. Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh.
They do what?
Defile the flesh. Despise dominion. And speak evil dignities.
And speak evil.
And speak evil of dignity.
Yeah, that is it.
Likewise, also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities.
They speak evil of dignities. They speak evil of Israel. You understand? They speak evil at the Most High. They speak evil at the scriptures. You understand? Say any laws done away with. They can eat where you want, sleep with where you want. You understand? They speak evil. This is what these religious leaders do. You understand? Give ma'am Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10, Baba Kosha. This is what these religious leaders do. You understand what I'm saying? You're not really watching over our people. You're not really watching over the Lord's chosen. You're not watching over the children that the Most High say that He have separated to be His. They're not watching over. They ain't doing that. You understand? But of course, in the Christian church, they're going and put up all kind of Valentine's Day poster and Valentine's Day retreat and couples this for Valentine's Day. That is exactly what they're going and do. To trick you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, to trick you into serving another God. To trick you from serving your power. You understand? Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind.
What?
His watchmen are blind.
You understand? Because the watchmen over our people, when they really watch it, right? A watchman is somebody who's supposed to like, the watchman in a place, you're supposed to be alert and knowing what going on. What going on around you. You understand? The Lord is letting you know the watchmen are blind. You understand? They don't know why the coronavirus here. They don't know why. You understand? They keep pushing all these holidays and these pagan holidays on us. They don't know why they're blind. You understand? They're supposed to be the ones to alert the people. The watchman's supposed to be the one to alert the people, alert blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Go ahead.
They are all ignorant.
They are what?
They are all ignorant.
They are all ignorant. They ain't taking the time off to really examine the nation of Israel, to examine God's chosen people, to examine the scriptures. They're all ignorant. You understand? Go ahead.
They are all dumb dogs.
They are what?
They are all dumb dogs.
You understand? In most sides, like, you know, they are all dumb dogs. Go ahead.
They cannot bark.
They can what?
They cannot bark.
You understand? And of course, a dog, when you hear a dog barking, that is to alert you danger. That is to alert you something coming. That is to alert you something around the area. You understand? And these religious leaders, they are dumb dogs. They can't bark. They can't alert the people. You understand what I'm saying? They can't alert them to let them know, hey, you're not supposed to be celebrating that. You understand? You can't alert the people to let the people know the Most High in the scriptures, in this Bible that I standing up with in church every Sunday, the Most High gave us laws to follow. Give us high holy days and feast days to keep. Go ahead.
Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
You understand? Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. They don't care. You understand? They're incapable of doing the job. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs.
They are what?
They are greedy dogs.
You understand? And of course, these religious leaders, they are greedy dogs. Go ahead.
Which can never have enough.
Which can what?
Which can never have enough.
They could never have enough. You understand? Because even in all this coronavirus that's happening, these religious leaders, they still want your money. They still want their offerings. They still want their love gifts. You understand? They could never have enough. Go ahead.
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
And they are what?
They are shepherds that cannot understand.
And of course, they are shepherds that cannot understand. They can't understand what's really going on around them. Go ahead.
They all look to their own way. Even one for his gain from his quarter.
You understand? They all look to their own way. One for the gain and what?
From his quarter.
That is that?
Yeah, fine.
All right. Drop that. And you'll give me Micah chapter 2 and verse 10, Baba Kusha. Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Because so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, we might have in our mind that how the Christian church is put is like, well, God love me, God know my heart. You understand? And you conform yourself to this place. You conform yourself to the way of this life. You conform yourself to the ways of the other nations. You understand? Go ahead, when you have it.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise you and depart, for this is not your rest.
So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, this is not your rest. You understand? Here where you at, this is not your rest. So-called black man. The Most High want us to do what? Arise and depart. We have to understand what's going on around us. We have to understand the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes. Go ahead.
Because it is polluted.
Because what?
Because it is polluted.
Because of course it is polluted. It is polluted by the ways of all these other nations. Here in Trinidad is polluted by the ways of all these other nations. You understand? Valentine's Day is pollution. You understand? All these other holidays and ways and philosophies from these other nations is pollution. Anything that is outside what the Most High gave you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man, that is pollution. You understand? The Most High letting you know because what? It is what?
Because it is polluted. It shall destroy you.
It shall what?
It shall destroy you.
And when we keep following the ways of these other nations, it is going to destroy us. You understand? The Most High don't let us know, for the wages of sin is death, paraphrasing scripture. And of course, we know wages means like what? Payment. You understand? Your payment, your wages for sin is death. You understand? Sin, again, is the transgression of the law. Sin is what the Most High do not want us as a people to commit. And when the Christian leaders keep pushing that the laws of the Most High is done away with, you understand? That means we could do what we want. And when we do what we want, we sin against the Most High. You understand? That is it on that, right, Officer? Well,
even with a sore destruction.
Even with what?
Even with a sore destruction.
Even with a sore destruction. Even with the most dreadful or hurtful destruction, a sore destruction. You understand? Give me Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1, Baba Kushar.
Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children.
Woe to who?
Woe to the rebellious children.
And of course, woe means death or destruction. So death or destruction to the rebellious children. You understand? Children that do not want to listen to the things that the Most High laid out for them. Most High said death or destruction to you. Go ahead.
Saying the Most High that take counsel, but not of me.
You understand? That take counsel, but not of the Most High. That take counsel, again, in the philosophies of the world, the philosophies of these other nations. But then going inside this book, inside this holy scriptures, to really see what counsel or what things the Most High have here for us. They take counsel, but not of the Most High. Go ahead.
And that cover with a covering.
And that what?
That cover with a covering.
And cover with a covering, go ahead.
But not of my spirit.
You understand? And cover with a covering, but not of the spirit of the Most High. Go ahead.
That they may add sin to sin.
That they may do what?
That they may add sin to sin.
You understand? And you just adding sin to sin. So-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native Indian man. You understand? That is in our one. Document Deuteronomy 4 and 6, and we close up for that Bible share.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Keep what?
Keep therefore and do them.
So when you come, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, and understand the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes, you understand? The Most High wants us to do what?
Keep therefore and do them.
Keep them and do them. You understand? Don't commit adultery. You keep that and you do it. Don't commit adultery. Don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You keep that and you do it. Don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You understand? Don't covet your brother's wife. Keep that and do that. The Most High wants us to keep his laws and do them. Go ahead.
For this is your wisdom.
For this is what?
For this is your wisdom and your understanding,
Brian,
in the sight of the nation.
For this is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nation, because of course, for example, these other nations going to see, like as the scriptures paraphrase and say, surely what? This is a wise and understanding people. These other nations going to see your wisdom. You understand? They're going to want to know, well, how come the women and them are getting battered and raped and, you understand, killed for Valentine's Day? Because we do celebrate it. We do eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. We ain't filling up the hospitals. We ain't filling up the jail cells. You understand? Because now we learn how to live with our brothers. Now we learn how to live with our sister. You understand? Because we keeping the Most High laws, commandments, and statutes, we doing them. Now we helping. Now we building our nation. You understand? Go ahead.
We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
You understand? And this is what the other nations going to say. When they hear our statutes, they're going to say, surely these people is a wise and understanding people. Right? And with that, right? Right. And with that, I'll pass the class over to Prison Officer Shah.
Security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K. This street all New York under command in general, Your Honor. The rules of brothers and sisters, when a new brother or sister comes in the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves off the road. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment, you can find it in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 to 10, means 10 in Hurias, Wrong, and Mishra. 10% of every penny and a piece the Most High gives you, give to your treasury department or teacher priest fund, fuel offering for priests, non-mandatory. Whatever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocation. That will be Purim, the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That will be Tuesday, February 25th, and Friday, 26th February 2021. You can find this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 to 31. Remind the Akians that watchers to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P events and material. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, light shirt, light pants, light headband, or scarf. With that we say imagine soft hot like understand the east. Let's pray in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Lapaka, Atazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratas, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamayim, Natan, Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakno, Abuakino, Wala'a, Nabianoa, Masawan, Abal, Oshino, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Aman.
What you just said in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
You want to say the Hakat? Yahweh, Basham, Naoshai, Abakasha, Natan Akak, Kamakala, Akak, Ataha, Atmazaria, Akak, Lakoyam, Matayam, Akak, Ayakawa, Atmayala, Lagarisham, Basham, Oshai,
Waraman. What you just said in English. Yahweh, the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. The name of Yahweh. Thank you.
So be it. We will say the blessings. Barak, Atah, Yahweh, Yahushai, Ramakala, Wahapiam, Walahayam, Atazadia, Alawapiahana, Alawapiam, Asaranium, Aquatazanium, Aquat Yalium, Watium, Yahweh, Basham, Oshai,
Waraman. What we just said in English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angel. Commanding General, the captain, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. What we're going to say is the prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. All things living. Yahweh. Name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen. Shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. Enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nation and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Skinheads, Ozzy Kumakazi, Gay Movement, Lesbian Movement, Spies, Workers of Witchcraft, NASA Space Program, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, cable access channels, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake. House of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen and come up against us. As you speak thy word, cause it to be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, through the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always.
So be it. We say, bless Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barakanawa, Shalom, Abaya, Saparium, Barak, Magan, Commander General, the General, Captain, Officer, Troopers, Sisters, Children, all the destroyed of Israel, Kayalwana, Barak Napash, Shariah, Kintian family, Kosalan family, Koto family, Philip family, Fletcher family.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
Brothers and sisters fighting coming to the truth.
TRINIDAD in I.S.U.P.K.
Transfer family.
Wrong family. Zion. Wesleyan. Daniela. Jamilia. Ashida. Trisha. Chantel. Myelin. Nima. Khadija. Basham. Yahushai.
Wadaman. What he just said in English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it.
Sir? Let's get a teacher one because salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
How about Shem Yahushai Barakatah?
Yadimata, let's start. Start on line at one because Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yadimata, class dismissed.